All right, hi there, grade 10s. Okay, if you are watching this, you should have already completed the ecology quiz number 2. So if you haven't yet, please make sure you do that on Edsby before moving on. Okay, in this lesson, we are continuing with talking about populations. Previously, we had discussed population kind of growth trends and had talked about exponential versus logistic growth. Now, when we were previously looking at population graphs, you could see the population graphed against time. That was a useful way to kind of graph historical data trends and to see maybe how it's working in the future. Today we're going to be talking about population histograms. It's a different type of graph that actually shows the population or a number of organisms dependent on age as well as males and females. Because it is useful to know roughly how many males versus females you have, because you need one of each for reproduction. If you have, way more of one sex versus the other, it could skew, future population growth. So what we use the population histograms for is it can be a way to actually predict how the population might change in the future. So the way it works is you have age versus we have age categories, and then we have male and female and the amounts. All right, so I'll show you a few examples here. Histograms work a little bit differently than regular graphs. So again, it's important to know that this doesn't show previous data trends. It's not historical data. It is a snapshot of the population as it exists in that moment. Okay, there are both male and female sides. So if we look kind of here, there's a legend where the left side is going to be representing females, right side is representing males. Then we have the age categories. So notice how with a histogram, it's age ranges that are being represented. And then along the bottom side is going to be the number or percentage of the population. So what we use these for is based on the shape of the histogram, it can be helpful to predict if the population is going to increase, decrease, or remain steady. And I'll go through those 3 shapes. Okay, so if you take a look here with our increasing population histogram, the shape is roughly a pyramid, okay, or a bit of a triangle here. So if we have the widest base at the very bottom, that's going to represent a population that should be increasing. So this means there's lots or way more young people than there are older people. So as the older generation starts to die off naturally, there will be plenty of young people to replace them and also to then increase the reproduction years. Okay. This one here is a bit more of a diamond shape. So if you actually have that widest portion of your histogram in the middle, this means that there's fewer young people that are not going to be able to replace the older generations as they age. So this is likely going to be, over time, a population that decreases in the later years. If you have a relatively kind of straight histogram, this is going to be a population that's steady, which means there's roughly as many young people as there are kind of older people, and they'll just keep replacing and reproducing and replacing and reproducing. So there are now enough young people that they'll essentially be able to replace the older generation as they die off. So this is considered to be a steady population. All right, so the 3 shapes again, just for a review. We have increasing is a pyramid or a triangle. Decreasing is a bit of a diamond shape. And steady is basically a straight rectangle. So you do have to kind of be familiar with those patterns and those trends and what a population histogram is. Now I want us to actually pause the video, please. Grab out your workbook to page 18. I'm going to show you actually how to create this population histogram. So I'll do this page with you. So page 18 of your workbook. Okay, so you should be following along. You should have this exact same page open. You should be pausing the video to get yourself prepared. All right, what